alrighty then. Welcome back to Universe X, Uni X DBS, and we are cranking out yet another video this week. I'm going for the full suite. I'm going for a lot of videos. Today, we'll be going over the second half of Red, and we'll be following this video up with an archetype breakdown. Which one will be? I guess I'll have to keep you guessing, or you could just wait, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours? 4 hours. So, that being said, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this archetype. I'm very confused on it. I know you can't just do 2 Gohans in a row, but it's very weird that Goten was the leader for this set, or for this particular archetype, especially since like it was mainly Gohan fighting against Broly. So, be that what it may be, I understand he was just a leader last set, so you can't just like keep doing it over and over again. But this actually really does feel like Red Broly BR versus Gogeta. Like the disparity between both Red archetypes is sky high. So that being said, let's get to the normal plugs. If you haven't already, try hitting up the Facebook group, the discussion group for Dragon Ball Super. You know, the card game community, pretty cool, lots of things to see there. Also follow the official page run by Bandai, because that's going to be where you get your spoilers and official announcements. We also have Universe X, which is my own personal channel. Check it out, as well as the Universe X Discord, where you can talk, and there's plenty of things to talk about that aren't part of the card game but are still part of Dragon Ball, and you know, even beyond that too. So we have lots of fun. And then lastly, I gotta plug it every single time, TCGMetalZ, the only place to get these custom heavy metal cards. Feels awesome. They're super weighty. They generally have designs that you can't find anywhere else. They're super creative, no reused assets, just 100% original work, and I love it. You can go into the checkout section and put in the code UNIX, that's UNIX, to get 10% off your entire purchase and help out the channel directly, because I get proceeds from that as well. So you'd be supporting a friend and a great business, and you'd also be supporting hopefully one of your favorite content creators. So moving past that, if you like the content, think about hitting the subscribe button, and we will jump directly into the template followed by the cards. So let's actually talk about this leader first and foremost. Son Goten. When this leader card attacks, draw 1 card. When your life is at 4 or less, or you have a red Unison card with a specified cost of 3 in play, you may draw 2 cards, add life to your hand until you have 6 left, and flip this card over. Okay. Next, we've got SS Son Goten Kamehameha Miracle. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. Activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost 1. This card gains plus 10,000 power until the end of the battle or the end of the turn, whichever comes first. And if you removed a marker from a red Unison card with a specified cost of 3 or more using this skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a 15k power or less and KO it. Then you got Activate Main. If your life is at 3 or less, play up to 1 red Son Goku card with energy cost of 1 from your drop area and negate this skill for the game. Okay, so let's break down this leader. There's a couple things. 1, he requires a 3 cost to Unison. This can be seen as good and bad, because good is in the sense that Red has a whole bunch of very strong 3 specified cost in Unison. Okay, it's just they just do. However, the thing that's also kind of tilting is that Red is not necessarily a deck that wants to be playing 3 drops that don't push game, and so having your Unison be on 3 is kind of weird. But we're going to see why this archetype kind of tries to circumvent that to a different degree. The Spirit Boost is cool. To be able to be a 25k leader swing, and then if you pull off the Unison that you were supposed to use for this deck anyway, you get to kill something 15k or less. That's actually very, very neat. And then the last skill, the if your life is at 3 or less, play up to 1 red Son Goku card with energy cost of 1 from your drop area, then negate the skill for the game. It only happens once. With the skill that only happens once, you gotta kind of wonder what play it enables. So moving on to the next card, we're gonna go Super Saiyan Son Gohan Kamehameha Miracle. Cool. And this guy is your 3 cost Unison. Now his activate main, 2 red, this is the spicy part, If your leader card is a red Sun Goten card and your opponent has 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand with 2 markers on it. +1, draw a card. Very Piccolo-esque effect, that's good. -2, activate main, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they gain -15k power for the turn. Okay, so let's talk about this Unison. 1, he doesn't have a Spirit Boost skill. That's kind of weird. Well, not Spirit Boost, but he doesn't have an effect when his markers are manipulated, and I don't like that. This is supposed to be the ushering in of Unisons that work well with Spirit Boost, and the leader has a Spirit Boost, but the Unison has no synergy with Spirit Boost. I guess it's cool that he comes out on turn 2, but only if you go second. If you go first, you have to play him on your 3rd turn, meaning essentially, and you will still be able to play him for 2 energy. And I guess that, to a degree, is nice. Either way, you're going to play him on your 3rd turn going first or your 2nd turn going second. But the reason why that's kind of rough is simply because if you can't really just rush the Awakening. Maybe he's not meant to be, played and awakened, because if you go into your turn 2 and they went first, you can't play this guy and untap. You're going to draw 2, and that could leave you open potentially for devastating results when your opponent plays their 3rd energy and starts popping off. You're going first and you play him for 2 going in your 3rd turn, at least you have 1 energy open. That could be the world of difference. Now, this guy also, he draws you 1 card per turn, doubling the amount of cards you will organically see as long as he's on the field, because you'll draw 1 for turn and 1 for your Unison. And then you also will draw once with your leader swing. So it's cool to have that extra static draw. However, his -2 is sort of saddening to me because red is a very pushy color, and this doesn't advance your game state. This tries to hinder theirs. So it's a very middling Unison, I will say that much. Moving on to the next card, we've got Videl Encountering Danger. Now this is actually one of the main boons to playing a 3-drop Unison here. Counterplay, you can activate counterplay skills on other cards for the turn. Play this card. Permanent, if you have a red Unison card with specified cost of 3 or more in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. Auto Spirit Boost 1. When your leader card is red or a heroine card, when this card is played, you may choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they gain -20k power for the turn. Okay. I'm not going to say the Spirit Boost makes it weaker, because to be honest, the bigger the Unison, generally the harder it is to get off the board. And if you had the Unison in play to use this card, you probably could Spirit Boost already. It's a stronger Yamcha at the cost of needing Spirit Boost in a certain, Unison. Now, the interesting thing about this is you don't need a certain amount of counters on your Unison to play this. You just need to be able to pay the Spirit Boost. And the other thing that's funny about this is that it says 3 or more. It's not a specific cost, meaning this can be used on the Gohan, this can be used with the Jiren, this can be used on Vegito Unison if you want to play him. She is able to be used on any red Unison 3 or above. So that adds a little more versatility. And if you do have a core where you play the Unisons that you want to have up for most of the game, but you also play Unisons that you want to use to finish, this card is going to be viable whether you play your Gohanks or you play your Vegito, anything like that. So I'm digging it. Next, we're going to look at our SPR. It looks really good. I love the green Broly-esque background in the back. But she is Bae. She is Bae of my favorite characters, so I will be looking for one of these for my collection. If anybody wants to hook a boy up, holla holla. We're going to move over the next card, which is Trunks' Journey's Beginning. This guy is Sam Kaba with Trunks' art. If anybody needs any more clarification for that, then just don't. But you can see his effect on the screen. He's got a, you add a card from your life to your hand. When you swing, he gains 10k power and double strike. He's literally Kaba, and this becomes interesting because when you start running the tournaments that can only use Unison Warrior format, you'll have another option if you are maining Kabas. Next, you got the 1-drop Sun Goten, Journey's Beginning. Every archetype in this game right now in Unison Warrior Block pretty much has a 1-drop playable card that'll search for archetype cards or the correct Unison. This guy is no different. Top 5 for a red Saiyan with energy cost of 3 or less, or a red Unison card with specified cost of 3 amongst them to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Next, you got Vedel Opposing the Demon. She's a 1-drop. When she's played, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, add up to 1 red Sun Goten or Trunks Youth with an energy cost of 2 or less amongst them to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So she's just another searcher. Activate main, red, red 1. Choose up to 1 red sum going out of this card without barrier and energy cost with all 4 in your hand and play it. So they don't want you cheating on something with barrier, but they will let you cheat out the boss card that's currently here. Next you got SS Sun Goten, opposing the demon. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and it gains minus 10k power for the turn. Not really trying to hardcast 15k for 2. It doesn't really do more than this, but if you're running Nappa, this is a really excellent card to cheat into play and then swing and start weakening stuff, so that's pretty tight. Next, you've got Speed Rush Sun Gohan. He's a 3 cost, he's 15k, counter attack. Negate the attack and play this card in rest mode. Permanent, during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. Auto, when this card is played, choose 1. Draw 1 card and then choose up to 1 of your red Unison cards and add a marker to it. I won't lie, a fairly weak 15k archetype specific counterplay monster, I don't think you even needed to choose. I think it could have been perfectly fine and actually felt way better if you could draw a card and take and add a Unison marker to your Unison. So I'm a little sad that for 2 it doesn't do both, especially when you have to use it defensively. You can't use it offensively, but it'd be what it'd be. Now the next card. This is the card that Videl's bringing in. SS Sun Gohan, opposing the demon. Deflect, dual attack, blocker 20k. Gotta love. EX Evolve, 2 red. If you have 3 or more energy and red Gohan Adolescence card with an energy cost of 3. So it's very specific on what it can go over. Next, activate main. Once per turn, choose 1 of your leader cards or Unison cards, switch it to rest mode, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, and they gain minus 15k power for the turn. This is going to be a pseudo board wipe, and depending on what else you have on field, you can start picking off the things that didn't die to this resolution. So that's pretty tight. Now this deck kind of gets split into 2 archetypes. Not this deck, but this color on this side, because you have the Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Vedel cards, but then you also have the weird village cards. So here's Coco, dedicated to the village. She's a 1-drop searcher. When she's played, you can add 1 natare village ritual from your deck to your hand and shuffle your deck. Next, we're gonna move on to natare village ritual with this jerkwad. Cost 2, field. When this card is placed in the battle area, add up to 2 skills, monster cards, energy cost of 2 or less from your deck to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Activate main. Choose 1 Coco card in your battle area. Place it at the bottom of your deck. Choose up to 1 skills monster card with an energy card of 2, cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. So this is interesting because they're going to give us monster cards here, but you could also maybe mix this with a yellow deck for Icarus and see how you do. Yellow, red have a fair amount of good cards. Not sure how far the deck would go though. Next, you got a natare village monster. We've already had one that looked like this, and now he is super thick, and he's got that belly, and he's ready to sling for 20k. I kind of want this foil, I'm not gonna lie. I want a foil playset just because this man dad bod AF. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm getting the vapors. Next we got monstrous encounter, counterattack. Choose up to 1 skill as monster card in hand with an injury cost of 2 or less and play it in rest mode. If you played a card, it becomes the target of attack. So you can plop out one of them thick old 20ks and then immediately make that the target of attack. And that may cause your opponent not to want to combo into it because it's no longer what they wanted to do. It may cause your opponent to try to combo to get rid of the 20k, because if they don't, you will be able to untap a 20k and have 1 extra swing. I like the fact that you're cheating a 20k into play, but this is a neg 2 from hand because you lose the negate and you lose the normal. And if they do just decide to combo, or if they're going to combo anyway, like how stupid would you feel if this one was their leader and you're like, oh, I can't take that. So you're like, okay, well, let me just like, I don't know, negate and then play this. And you're not going to negate the attack, you're just changing the target. So your opponent could combo monkey and tie with your vanilla. Then you have to wonder if you just -2 for literally saving a life. Or, your opponent could have just comboed Warcry, and again, you -2 to save a life. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not digging it, and there's no reason to be minusing with these normals. Like, they're not doing anything. It's not like they're drawing you mad. Like, go on. So, my initial thoughts on this archetype, I don't see it. There's one card I missed here, and I apologize for missing it. It is the Goku. I don't know how I just missed that Goku, but it's the 1-drop Goku. Goku Kamehameha Miracle. When this card is played from your hand, draw 1 card. So when you play the Goku, you're just gonna cantrip it. And then it says activate main. yeah, red 1. If your leader card is a red Sun Goten card and you choose this card and one of your Unison cards and switch them to rest mode, draw 1 card. And if you have a red Unison cost with a specified 3, yeah, and in play, you may have one of your leader cards gain 15k power and triple strike until the end of a battle or the end of the turn, whichever is first. So he's going to go up to 30k, then he's going to get an extra 10k. So your leader will be 40k triple strike. And this guy goes to rest. And he's a 4,000 attack. Okay. He's getting swung on next turn. If you get negated and he gets clapped, that's your own fault. He also brings himself into play by an effect. So that means you can get counter window 2'd. This is a very fragile combo, and I wish this guy had barrier because it's just, this guy needed deflect and barrier. There's no way that your leader skill that only happens once a game should be able to get hurt like this. And actually, the funniest part about this guy is he actually doesn't get played from your hand, right? Yeah, he gets played from your drop area. So he's a cantrip when he gets played from the hand, but I mean, he gets played from the drop area, so he doesn't even cantrip when he gets played. Look, I'm not gonna hold you. I think it's apparent with my tone. I don't like this archetype. I think it's kind of clunky, and we may see what we can put in it card-wise, but I'm not seeing it that much. The cards seem to kind of be a little discombobulated. There's a monster engine that doesn't really do anything. There's a family Kamehameha theme that doesn't really do anything. The whole combo is susceptible to negates and counter plays. There's no protection anywhere along the line. The Gohan doesn't really do enough. I'm sorry, I'm being super critical, but like Broly, I'll bet Broly gets mad swatted by Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. Broly was innovative and it had a lot of flair, and there are some plays I think in that deck that are gas, but this one, it's just kind of odd. So if you guys feel differently about these cards, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel, and since people didn't do it last time, in the comments just let me know whether you want me to do Turles or Gohan first for Thursday. Well, actually, this will be for Friday. For Friday, then. Let me know which one you would rather me do, and I'll get on that. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you the next time you decide to join Universe X. Subscribe if you like the content. Later.